So the DioField Chronicle is a strategy RPG. It's a bit unique. I have a tough time describing it because I haven't really played anything like it before. It has some similarities
So far, so
to the
good.
RTS
We need
genre,
to be sure the bandit's
and
target hasn't come to
a
harm.
little bit
To
of
the carriage.
real-time with pause Western CRPGs.
Got it. Are you hurt?
Who are you?
Let's just say that we're soldiers.
Soldiers? Then might I ask you to secure this area? You will be rewarded, of course. Oh, and take this as well, just in case. It's a prototype, but it should serve you well.
Certainly. Please, seek shelter and leave the fighting to us.
Who do you lot think you are, sticking your nose in where it don't belong? Hand her over!
Everything's going according to plan. You remember the next steps, Rios?
Okay, so we've learned how to move, we're going to learn how to attack now, and one tutorial that you would be best served paying attention to is ambushes and detection range.
Of course. Good. Then let's get this done.
So the main character of this game is actually a rogue. His weapon is a dagger, and I mean, you saw him in the opening cutscene. He's kind of like their leader. You want to be attacking with him from behind, because he's going to be your main melee damage dealer, at least in this demo. Attacks from behind do significantly more damage, and so do skills from behind, like abilities. So for example, Andreas, he has Assassinate, which just does a lot of single target damage, but the trick is if you kill with it, which you will see a red skull icon over the enemy's head if you will, then it resets the cooldown on it. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm moving toward the enemy with the rest of my party to just rush right into their line of sight, but I'm flanking with Andreas to get behind them so that he can get more damage from backstabs. Everyone does more damage from behind. This isn't a mechanic exclusive to Andreas, but he benefits from it more. His entire skill tree, as we'll see a bit of later, is just dedicated to hitting people from behind. There, what you saw me do is I moved Frederick, my horseman, away a little bit so that the enemy would stop hitting him. He's actually not the tankiest unit. That would be Isolair.
Be gone with you. Target eliminated.
You're lucky to have made it this far. But your luck ends here.
There are even more of them to deal with now. What's the plan?
Let's find ways to hit as many of them as we can at once. Does that sound doable, Rios?
Very much so. I'm ready when you are.
Good. Then let's get this over with.
Later in the demo, I do actually kit out Frederick as my tank, and I will pair Isolair with him to be his adjutant, but for now, she's the tanky one, he's not. Cavalry are just good at being disruptive using their mobility. They're good at like displacing enemy units kind of against their will. They're very mobile as well, they're very fast. You can see Frederick moves way quicker than my other units.
Let's get going!
Another thing you may notice in the top right corner is the speed value, which you do get to speed up or slow down by using the arrow keys or the D-pad, depending on what you're controlling this game with. So here, I'm gonna use this potion on him. I really shouldn't have, but I just didn't want anything unseemly to happen. Typically I would consider this a poor move.
On my way.
So here, Andreas is actually in a very nice position because he can comfortably get backstabs on both of these enemies because they're both facing away from him. You can see which of your party an enemy is engaging by looking at the combat line leading from them to your units. So I'm gonna backstab assassinate this guy, and then I will use my reset cooldown to hit this guy with it, and just quickly finish him up with the rest of my party.
Very well.
Now you may have noticed we got some blue sparks into our little blue bar in the bottom right. It's used for summons. you know, big creatures that you call down using Magilumic orbs, which is that government prototype the girl gave us earlier. And there are also these little gems, these little shards that you see on the battlefield. Those are jade fragments, and there are different kinds. The purple ones basically give you mana for casting skills with, the green ones will heal your whole party a little bit, blue ones will give you TP, which helps you use summons.
Be gone with you. Target eliminated.
Hey, that orb has started glowing.
Does that mean we can use it, perhaps?
A royal government prototype, huh? Well, let's see what it can do.
This is the tutorial for summons. We're just going to go ahead and call down Bahamut, and Bahamut basically is just a huge AoE blast of damage. Nothing too fancy there, pretty simple to understand. Though it is worth noting summons do not have unlimited range. A unit still needs to be relatively close to where you want to cast it. So yeah, we just wipe all of these bandits out, and that will be a rescue mission. This mission doesn't have any optional objectives.